I'm Scott Miller. This is my life living in León, Nicaragua. For the last 24 years, I have never seen a barber, which you may have guessed from looking at my beard, but I've intentionally been allowing it to grow out for the last 6 months because I wanted to do an episode on barbers here in Nicaragua because I've never been to one. So this is critical. I've been bald for a long time, nearly 20 years. So I've not had to go see a barber for the hair on my head for a very long time. The last time I went that I can remember was 24 years ago in 2000, long before I had children. So that was back when I actually had hair just before I met my wife. And prior to that, when I was younger, anytime I needed my hair cut, my father would normally cut it. Since about 2001, maybe 2002, I started shaving my own head. Then I went bald completely, so that didn't even need to be done very much or very often. And so I've never needed to see a barber. I've had the beard since 1994 without a break. I've kept it all that time. And but I've never had a barber do anything with it. I've always handled cutting it myself, or as it currently is, not cutting it myself. But today we're going to be heading out with a friend of mine to the barber here in Sutiava, in the barrio of Sutiava here in León, Nicaragua. And I'm going to have a Nicaraguan barber cut my beard for the first time ever. So come along with me for that adventure right after the bell. So it has been 24 years since I needed to go get a haircut. I have not been to a barber since I went to Supercuts in Maryland in 2000. My wife has never been with me that I got a haircut that I didn't do myself. And pretty much the first haircut that I did while we were together was to shave my head, and ended up liking it and stuck with it, and then went bald shortly thereafter, so I never had a chance to grow it back. And like I said, I've had the beard since 1994, and I've always cut that myself. So this is an opportunity to do something a little bit different. Being back home in the United States, I never really thought about having my haircut as like a cultural or social experience, but being here in Nicaragua, it is something that people do, and it is an opportunity to do something unique and special, and show a bit of the culture and talk about cost and how this works and whatever. And of course, going to the barber, not wildly different in one place than another, but it is pretty unique for me to be able to come out and do this. So this is our trip to the barbershop here in Sutiava on the west side of Nicaragua in the barrio, but on the main street on Ruben Dario. So this is a bit more expensive, and I actually talked to Paul about the cost that he does for when he goes to a barber, and he goes like deep into the barrio and off of the main drags, and he actually pays half as much as they do here, but a much less extensive barbershop. So this is the Like Barbershop in Sutiava. So this is like I said, this is on Main Street. So I want to talk about the price while we're getting set up here and getting started. This is my first time in the chair in so long, and thanks to my wife who did most of the filming for this, and Jimmy came along. So we're all here getting our haircut, but I'm getting my beard trimmed and my head shaved because we have a quince to attend tomorrow. So I'm getting all fancy for that and giving this a try. Plus we're going to be heading to Texas in just a couple days for the holidays. So a good time to spiffy up a little bit. So like I said, the cost here actually ended up being 200 cord, or just under $6 to get my full beard done and shaved, and Jimmy was the same $6 to get his haircut. Where Paul goes is 100 cord, or just under $3. Remember, one cord is about 37. I'm sorry, $1 is about 37 cord. So it is at a noticeable bit under $6. And there's, a lot that goes into this. So this is my first experience in a really long time getting my hair cut, and it's all a little bit jolting for me, I guess, if nothing else. A little bit jarring because I'm not sure what to expect, and not really sure what I'm looking for. And I've kind of gone with a very rugged, unkempt beard kind of style for a really long time. There was a time for many, many years when I had a very short beard and goatee. So I've had much less beard at different times over my life. And when my wife and I were first dating over 20 years ago, I had a very short goatee. So being with little beard is not something that's completely foreign to me, but I've had a relatively large beard for the majority of my children's lives, and all that they can remember. So they really have no memory of me having a shorter beard So this was a pretty cool experience, and I think I'll be going back. It's so affordable. I had no idea. My understanding was that going to the barbershop here was still moderately expensive. I didn't expect it to be anywhere close to what it is in the United States, but I was expecting it to be quite a bit more than it was here. I was thinking it was going to be more like $20 or so, which really shows how much, even being here for a long time, how easy it is to be completely off on how expensive things are going to be in many cases. And it's $6 for a place, and this is a friend's place at the Like Barbershop. It's Like. So if you're trying to look at it in Spanish, it'd be like, but I think they do it as like. Like is not a word in Spanish, so in many cases, people use like as a Spanglish thing. So sometimes you'll see it on like advertising and such, and can throw you off, and you're like, what is that word? And they're like, it's like, like from English, and you're like, why would you throw that into the middle of a Spanish sentence? That's really confusing, especially because it wouldn't be pronounced anywhere near the same. It would be like. So I've seen it on signs where they refer to something like summer, like party like summer, as an ad, except every single thing was in Spanish except for the word like. So you're like, go enjoy a like summer. What does that mean? And they're like, no. It's como. And you're like, what? Why? Why would you do that? It makes no sense at all. And it certainly throws off the non-native speakers. The native speakers are like, we know it's not a word, it has to be English, and they know which words in English they know, whereas English speakers have no idea which words in English someone who's a Spanish speaker would just be expected to know. And so it's super confusing. Anyway, it is the Like Barbershop, really close to Dr. Coffee, not far from the Lions Gym, right there on Ruben Dario in the heart of Sutiava, not far at all from the Iglesia. So got in the chair, did the whole thing. This was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. And I'm going to let you guys see the results. So I don't know if the light is really good, but here it is. I'm even the top of my head completely shaved, right? And the beard, my wife says I look a lot like a villain now. I have like a natural villain look that she couldn't see before. So my kids do not like it, but they're not used to change. They're used to my beard being what it was. So, I'll get down there in the comments. Let me know what you think about the beard, how it's, does it change? Which hats look good? Is it, should I grow it out again? I think I'm going to try to get it longer. I like it being shaped to some degree. I think it needs to be a little bit shorter on the sides. This is going to be a learning process, and I can't see while they're doing it. You can see while I'm in the chair, I don't have glasses on. I'm pretty blind in general, so I have, and it's kind of dark. Well, it's quite dark. So very difficult to get footage in the barbershop, and very difficult for me to get a good feel of what's going on. But it was a good experience. I like the barbershop. Easy to go back, very affordable. So that gives you an idea of what it costs and what you can do here in Nicaragua. And what we did is we walked in, my wife had pictures of beards that she liked, and she's like, let's do something like this. And they just worked from that. So very easy. And of course, Jimmy just wanted to get a regular haircut, so he did that as well. And we had a fun day. And I know you guys have been asking how Jimmy has been doing. So since we were out doing this together, wanted to get him on the show real quickly so he could say hi to everyone. And we're going to keep it short today because we're getting ready to do the quince. I'm getting ready to head to the United States for the holidays. And of course, I need to get these videos uploaded and ready because it is Christmas season and you guys are going to be not seeing this until after it is already Christmas. So happy holidays, everybody. Get down in those comments. Let me know about the beard. Ask your questions, whatever. Just say hello. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Scott Allen Miller. You can, of course, join the channel if you like. And as always, I will see all of you tomorrow.